Yes, thank you for coming. Yes. Yes, this is the Raider Nation report. Yes, Commish is in the house tonight. Yes, line is to the right. Yes, ma'am. Looking amazing in that silver and black, I must say. Yes, VIP is to the left, sir. If you give me your name, I'll check, make sure you're on the list. Yes, you have to be on in advance. Weeks in advance, sir. Yes, line is to the right. Yes, Raider Nation report tonight. A lot to talk about. Yes, there is a full bar inside, sir. Guys, you can't smoke that right here by the door. Just step over there a little ways. I love the smell. Smells amazing, but please, not right by the door. Yes, we will be opening the doors very soon. You know these guys like to run a tight show. They're just making sure everything's in order. Yes, ma'am. You can say hi to the midgets on the way in. Absolutely. VIP to the left. Regular line to the right, please. Doors will be opening very soon. Thank you all for coming. Enjoy the show.
What's up, Raider Nation? I am the Commish, coming to you live, as always, from the friendly confines of Hardcore Challenge Live Studios. And just where is that, might you ask? Well, let me give you some simple directions, shall we? We're still down the street, past that house with the boarded up windows. Make sure you stop at the corner and ask our man Joe. He's a gentleman. He's a scholar. It's a long, cold winter through the off-season, and he's got mouths to feed. Slip him what you should, and he's going to point you in the right direction. He's going to tell you to take a left and then a right. As you find yourself strolling down the street, mind your own goddamn business, a cool breeze is going to hit you that chills you right to your skeletal core as you're walking past that deep, dark alley to your immediate right. And as it hits you, you find yourself asking, was that the autumn wind? Oh, you goddamn right. Should you venture down that deep, dark alley? Well, of course you should. Because what you're going to find at the end is a very special little place. that we like to call Deep Behind the Enemy Line. This is Raider Reaction, and as it is every Tuesday, except for the occasional Tuesday when I decide, fuck it, and I take the night off, it's the Raider Nation Report. A solid 60 minutes of everything silver and black, and we got a lot to get into tonight. Oh my, do we got a lot to get into tonight. It was quiet. It has been quiet on the front for days. I was thinking last night as I was beginning mental show prep of what I would talk about tonight, because I don't really do a lot of prep. Man, you should see. There is no script here. Trust me. I've got a few stats queued, but that's about it. I mean, pretty much a roll. But I start to think about what I'm going to talk about, what the leads are, coming in, and I'm like, pretty much it's the same news I was probably going to talk about last week. The new corners that were signed, the new tight end that was signed. I was going to lead with that, and then this morning, Patriots start dropping again. I don't mind it, and I'm going to get into that. I'm going to start the show with that, so I don't want to get into it too much right out of the gate with the foreplay, but this makes me question what the fuck is going on, what the thought process is. I haven't got these guys pegged yet. It's usually pretty easy to cipher, and it's one of two things usually when you can't figure out somebody's plan. Either they're a fucking genius and they're smarter than you are, which is a possibility, or they're so fucking stupid they think they know what they're doing, but they really don't. And that may be the stronger possibility of the two, honestly, is they think they're smarter than they fucking actually are. And then you got Bill leading them around by the dick anymore. So we'll find out. A little birdie told me after next Monday's Madden Monday, we will have the return of El Parate and his Right to Ship podcast to Raider Reaction. He's back, wants to get with you guys and talk some Raider football as we lead into the draft and into this training camp and the rest of the way through the off season. So supposedly he will be back this Monday. I will confirm later in the week, but I do believe that is what we've got brewing. What's up, Corey? What's up, everybody, man? Thank you all for joining me, each and every damn one of you, man. Michelle, Richard, Dick Tricky, Shane, Michael M. Richards. What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody, man? Thank you all for joining me, each and every damn one of you. Appreciate it. Smash that share button if you're watching. We appreciate you. So we got a lot coming up. Raiders got a lot coming up. It's draft month. We're in the home stretch now of the next big pinnacle point of the 2023 season, and that is the 2023 draft. So everything over this next month is going to be about every asshole in the world's got a motherfucking mock draft. Everybody's got a mock. Did you see my mock draft? Have you seen my mock draft? No, I haven't seen any of your fucking mock drafts. And you know why? Because I don't give a fuck about your mock draft. I don't give a fuck about Mel Kiper's mock draft. I don't give a fuck about Todd's fucking mock draft. I don't do a mock draft because I don't give a fuck about my own mock draft. Every damn one of them. That 1,000% of the time, the motherfuckers are wrong. They're wrong. All of them are wrong. And none of them come out the next morning. They just come and say, I said how great that guy was. Yeah, but you said he'd be picked here. He got picked here. They never come out and fucking owed up and be like, yeah, I fucking missed that one. No, I can't stand Mel Kiper anyway. He's the most obnoxious human ever fucking conceived, raised, remained in existence. I can't stand that guy. I want to reach to the TV and punch him in his fucking stupid fucking face every time he comes on. He's just one of them guys I just can't stand. I can't stand him. I can handle Stephen A. Smith. I can handle Skip Bayless. I can handle a lot of these other obnoxious motherfuckers. Mel Kiper just has a punchable fucking face. And he's such a smug, conceited prick. And his dumbass haircut, he looks like that stupid Muppet fucking bald eagle is what he looks like. Alright. So let's get it. Let's get it. Thank you all for joining me. Let's get into it, man. We got a solid damn show for you. We got to talk about this Patriots West shit. We got to get into that knee deep. That's for damn sure. Hoyer, Amendola. I want to dig deep into cornerbacks and tight ends. We're going to hit an offensive position and a defensive position every show leading up to the upcoming draft here. We'll do a deep dive into each position to get caught up and touch on everyone because there's been some moves made in both of those I'd like to talk about. Sponsors, Cool Kid, the newsletter. This Thursday, the first Thursday of the month. You know what that means? That means there's some goodies getting sent out again if you are a subscriber. So we will get into that a little later when we hit that point in the show. I got the YouTube chat refreshed. If you're watching on the YouTube channel over there, should be able to get your comments up there. There we go. I see she's starting to work. Had a comment pop up down there. So I'll probably refresh and knock it off. My apologies. Comment again. There we go. He's on there. Cristiano Romero, what's up? Man, you ain't lying, brother. They need Bill to drag him around by the dick, Christian. I'm telling you. Full rebuild? You told me it wasn't. Did you lie to me?
What?
Fan of the week and the WTF. And I got a solid one to close this sumbitch out for you. I may need overtime. I may need overtime for this WTF because it's just fucking absurdity. The absurdity around me. It's overwhelming at some points. Some points in my day, some points in my week, some points in my hour. The absurdity around me. All right, that's enough of the fucking foreplay. We've tweaked a nipple. We've got one arm out of the shirt. Let's move along. All right. Patriots West. It's the first couple, you're like, yeah, haha, look what they're doing, haha. And then there's another one, and then another one, and then another one. The motherfucking multiplying like rabbits in the spring. The fuck is going on here? I don't have a problem with you bringing in guys who are known commodities in the National Football League that you've worked with at a previous employer. I don't see any issue with that. I see a problem with it when it's to the point now where it looks like you're really reaching awful hard. Like Danny Amendola is a guy who doesn't have any coaching experience. And just because you are good at performing on the field of play does not mean you can coach it to somebody else. There's been many a player that have tried and failed in the coaching ranks. So you're hoping he can come in and help with wide receivers. He's on the coaching staff and he's special teams, which granted, those are the positions that he was proficient at in the league. So you're hoping that can translate to him being able to coach somebody else how to do it. But my concern is, does this turn into one of those situations where you've got a new job, you're the new big boss, and now you start bringing in every cousin, every fucking Joe Schmo you've ever worked with, that you've ever promised a favor to? If you ever got the fucking chance again, I'm going to bring you in, I'm going to hook you up. And is that what we're getting now? Is that what we're getting now? Because if you start bringing in every fucking jagoff that you've ever made a fucking backdoor promise to on your way crawling back up from getting knocked off the perch at the fucking donkeys, if that's what we're doing now, and now you're just bringing in everybody, got coaching staff from the Patriots, anybody you can grab a hold of, because what, the end game to that is you end up in the back of some fucking cornfield, burying a stripper because you're trying to help this guy out, calls you up in the middle of the night, I don't know what to do, like, God damn it, Jimmy, by flashlight. This is what happens when you start bringing family members and old buddies that you promise shit. No, you bring guys in that have coached special teams, that have coached wide receivers, that have been doing it. Bring them in, interview them. Quit bringing in your buddies and your fucking pals and your motherfuckers. I'm concerned about the Patriots West. That's about enough of the fucking Patriots. There's 30 other teams out there still to pick from. Now let's talk about the reason we're talking about Patriots West and the reason, Vegas is being called that because of all the Las Vegas signings from New England. And that's mostly started because of this guy this morning, Brian Hoyer. Hoyer signed. Now, I will preface by saying I really don't have an issue with the Brian Hoyer signing. The fact he has a tie to the New England Patriots, I think makes it a little concerning because it feels to me like Josh McDaniels is leaning on a lot of his past for his future. And I don't like that. I don't like living in the past. I think you need to live on the edge. You need to be ahead of the curve on decisions. Trying to bring old guys back in and recreating past glory with the guy who's been in the league since 2009. He's got a 16-24 record. He's 59% completion percentage, 53 and 35 touchdown interceptions, which isn't terrible. Hoyer knows McDaniel's system. He's a plug-and-play, carry a clipboard, carry the fucking water bottle cart. He can fill in a half a game if needed, pick up for a game. So I'm not concerned because it looks like to me, with the Brian Hoyer signing, that you're probably riding with Jimmy G. And I've been saying this for a couple weeks. You signed Jimmy Pornstar to fucking 3 years. That to me believes, and this signing reinforces it to me, especially with Chase Garber still being around under paper. You've got 3 quarterbacks in-house. Brian Hoyer knows the system. If Garoppolo's healthy, I think they're rolling with Garoppolo this year, probably with Hoyer at backup, possibly Garber's at third. Garber's goes to the practice squad because nobody else is going to pick his ass up. So you've got him there to use as your third to bring up if you need. If Jimmy goes down, Brian has to come up to starter. You bring Chase up from the practice squad. He's your third. I think that's probably what you got. And then next year they're going to draft the quarterback. That concerns me about what the plan is as far as the record for the Las Vegas Raiders for this year. Because are we coming in with the fucking game plan like last year? Like fucking scrap it? It's fine. We're out here evaluating people, doing fucking OJT. That concerns me more than anything. Because I think next year, I think they're really going to try to rebuild the defense in the draft this year. And it looks like they could stray away from quarterback. They could be thinking, with Darth Vader Raider down there is thinking, Caleb Williams or somebody along that line. It's a deep quarterback draft next draft. But Brian Hoyer, I don't have a problem with it. It's just another Patriot. I think that's what everybody's seen right out of the gate. But to be a guy that carries the clipboard, he knows the system, he's a plug-and-play guy. He's what Jarrett Stidham was last year. They brought Jarrett Stidham in as a guy who knew the system, who's a plug-and-play at backup, you could throw out there, and he can play fucking balls out for a game. And he did exactly that. And Hoyer can do that, and he has done that before. He's a guy you can throw in a game to close out a fucking fourth quarter if your guy gets knocked out, or close out a second half and still have some fire. So I don't have a problem with the Hoyer signing. I really don't. Now this one is just, I get the thought process here, and this has been tried a ton of other times in the National Football League. And it's basically how you get started as transitioning from being a player to a coach. Is somebody's got to take a chance on you, take a flyer on you, try you out as a position coach, and basically that's what Danny Amendola is doing. He's dipping his toes in the coaching rank, getting his toes wet a little bit. Well, I'd rather not having guys getting their toes wet. I want guys that have been doing it, that are fucking consummate professionals in the special teams rank, coaching wide receivers. So you're gambling right here with just a positional coach that you hope is able to come in and mentor people. So I'm hoping the background that these two have together means that he knows he's a good mentor. He's got a coaching mentality, because you're gambling with this as well on a guy from a different regime. Are these backdoor fucking buddy arrangements that were made somewhere along the line? Are you gonna end up fucking be burying some fucking hooker by flashlight the fucking back of a cornfield because of some fucking 2 a.m. phone call? I'm sorry. You know. Damn it! What did you do, Danny? You don't know. This is how these things happen. It's just weird. If I see another Patriots signing, we got something going on. Then we got something going on. Look, we got to look a little sideways. A little bit. But I can see both of these. Hopefully Amendola comes in and he can mentor, because he was a solid player in the National Football League, and hopefully he can share that knowledge and wealth with the Silver and Black and help them along the way in the 2023 season. So he's a Raider now. Wish him the best, and as well as Hoyer. And Hoyer could just end up being a camp arm as well. They could end up drafting a fucking quarterback. Hoyer's just a camp arm to help out because he understands the system. There's always that chance as well, too. Lines is in the comments talking about a hooker. Come on, Lines. Come on. Just pump the brakes a little bit. We talk about hookers this early in the show. There's a chance a hooker in the second round. Okay. Not a hooker, the hooker. I got you. Lines is always talking about hookers, so I'm not sure which way he was going there. But moving along. We'll see. We're going to have to see on Danny Amendola. Now, I wanted to do a deep dive into a couple positions. Because there's been some signings. We didn't do a show. I know who the hell you're talking about, Lines. Come on. This fucking guy. I know. It's what we deal with. Alright, moving along. I wanted to talk about cornerbacks because since the last show, there's been a couple moves made in the cornerback position. Big, obviously, is the biggest one is the Duke Shelley signing, who is a guy who was high on the Pro Football Focus rankings for corners last year. He performed really well. He really kind of got his last really shot of getting a lot of action last year, and he performed well. 8 passes defended. Not his best tackling year, but close to his best tackling year as a whole. Started his most games of his career, got his most action, and is in his National Football League career, which is only 4 years. He played his first 3 years with Chicago and this last year with Minnesota, and he was used a lot more in Minnesota. Got a little more of a chance to flex his cornerback muscles a little bit, and he's very high ranked coming into free agency this year. So this guy's looking at coming in and being one of your number one corners. You are looking right now at completely rebooting your starting corners for the 2023 season. And everybody talks about defense, you got to make moves on defense, You got to look at the moves they're making, because you're probably coming in with 2 new starting corners. Nate Hobbs is out there in the corner mix as well, but he's more along the lines of your nickel corner. He's more in there as your extra guy in packages. He's not necessarily your 1 and your 2. Your 1s and your 2, you basically went and got both of them because you went and got David Long Jr. as well from the Rams, who kind of coming along the same path as Shelley from the Vikings, kind of coming along that same path as somebody who had really kind of a breakout year last year, who's just kind of been behind other guys, waiting for that opportunity, has now proved that he needs that chance to be the number one at that position. So you're probably looking healthy and obviously good camps working into this new system with Patrick Graham as David Long Jr. and Duke Shelley as being your 1-2 corner punch coming into the season. I mean, I really believe it. I mean, there's a possibility still that you go out and possibly draft a corner, but I don't think you're going to draft one and throw him in there as your day one starter. I think one of these guys is going to be that. I think these guys are getting their opportunity. They're brought in as these guys that are waiting in the wings for their chance. And I think that's what you're seeing out of these two signings right here. And you're probably your two new starting corners for your Las Vegas Raiders. Duke Shelley and David Long Jr. These are the guys. Now, behind them, like I said, you got Nate Hobbs in the mix as well. You got Tyler Hall, Bryce Cosby. Cosby obviously further down the depth chart than Hall. You've also got Amik Robertson, Faison, Brandon Faison back in the mix. And then you've got Ike Brown as well as Sam Webb at the end of the depth chart. So right now you've got 9 corners under paper right now. 3 basically at all 3 positions. 3 at your right corner, 3 at your left, and probably 3 slated as your nickel backs. Not the shitty Canadian band. Thank you. I'll be here all night. Why all 1-year deals, says Dale Dominguez, rocking that fucking subscriber badge like a fucking pimp down there. Dale, that's a great question, and I'm not 100% positive on that question either. That's one of the questions I have as well. I understand typically what 1-year deals are for, the prove-it deals, because they think you're such a fringe guy. They're not willing to gamble on more than that. They want you to come and improve it. But you got guys like Mac Hollins who you brought in on a 1-year prove-it deal last year that come out and catch 57 balls for you, and then they don't come back. They completely overperform the position better than they've ever done before, and then you don't bring them back. So I don't know. Thank you, Dale. Appreciate you, brother, for the stars. Thank you. Do a little dance for you. Yeah, I question that too, Dale. I question that too. Because that's a lot of guys. So all of these guys are just gamblers because some of these guys are going to hit. So the guys that hit, if you don't take a risk on some of these guys, then you got to pay them. And I think that's what happened with Mac, is they just didn't want to come off the fucking coin. Mac got too spendy, more than they wanted to spend. He overperformed. Well, that's because of the backroom fucking stroke jobs, Corey. Yeah, it's the Robert Kraft way. They complete all deals by a handshake and a tug. So, it's going to be interesting. I think I like the cornerback depth chart. I like looking at Shelley and Long and Hobbs as your front 3. I think it's more solid and more of an upgrade than a lot of people will give it credit for being. So, I think we got to wait and see on this one. They're not everybody wants sexy names. Everybody wants names like Jalen Ramsey and splash names like that, because those are known commodities. Those are names on Madden. Those are X factors on Madden. And, those guys got splash ratings and cred from things they've done before. But, these guys are young, they're hungry, and they've been in the league for just a few years learning. And both of them are coming off big years last year, their best years of their career, really. And they're ready to step it up. They're ready to be the features. So I'm excited to see what these 2 new corners are do. I really am. Now, we've been talking a lot about tight end, and so that's the next direction that I would like to go. We've been talking a lot about tight end this offseason, obviously, with the removal of Darren Waller from the roster. You know, nobody expected to see Darren Waller traded. I wasn't shocked. I wasn't shocked at all. We talked about, I took Darren Waller through the mud all season last season, not being on the field, looking absent on the sidelines. I mean, you can tell, you can read body language, when a guy's not involved in celebrations, when good things are going on the field, and he's just standing there with his fucking head under a hoodie, acting like he can give two fucks about what's going on. Body language is easy to read. You don't have to be a fucking, a Freudian expert to fucking figure that shit out. And he was checked out on the sidelines. And now that Michael Lombardi, a lot of guys are starting to leak out information from inside about the Darren Waller and the Darren Waller that really the Raiders were having to interact with, and he just didn't give a fuck anymore. And like I've said over and over again, that motherfucking dog got fed. That dog ain't hungry anymore. He's got new toys. He wants to be the next fucking rap star, dropping hot tracks, fire tracks. Nah, go be the next Biggie. Take your ass to the fucking East Coast. You out. So, that made tight ends really, really interesting, because now with Waller out, you were looking at Foster Moreau, free agent, possibility of him maybe coming back, but he was making the free agent tour. Somebody was probably going to scoop him up. He was going to the Saints because fucking Derek Carr is bringing in everybody that he knows it's ever fucking wore silver and black to fucking come to New Orleans. He's got fucking Brian Edwards there, fucking Jonathan Abram, every fucking Raider scab that has been cast off over the last few years. Fucking Derek Carr's fucking calling him like a fucking Jerry Lewis fucking telethon. Would you like to come to the Saints? So, whatever. But so he went there, but fortunately, due to that, they discovered the Hodgkin's lymphoma that he has, and he's now undergoing treatment. He's a very young man, surely catching it early. All good vibes there. Everything's gonna be all right. Now that wipes Foster out. So I was fine with Waller going, because I thought Foster was going to get signed and come back, and I was a Foster fan. Now Foster's out too. So now you're looking at Jasper Horsted, who I like Jasper. I like what I've seen in preseason last year. He was all over the field in preseason. He did catch a few balls. He's a solid blocker. He did fill in a little bit when Foster went down last year. I liked what I've seen out of him. He's been around the league a few years, and he's starting to make a little upswing. And then you've got Cole Fotheringham, a rookie last year from Utah. Didn't really get any action. You don't really know a lot about this guy. He got dipped his toe in preseason a little bit, but that was about it. You don't. But neither one of these guys are super sexy and gonna make any dents in your offense. They're just not. I mean, they're utility guys you can plug in. They're going to help out along the way. But neither one of these guys are ready to be starter. They're not even ready to be your number two. Neither fucking one of them. So that's what we're looking at now. And so to see Austin Hooper come down the pipe, I was okay with it. Austin is a solid, serviceable starting tight end, but he is definitely a downgrade and a step down from Darren Waller. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But if they're not looking at using the tight end position like they've previously used it, like they did with Jared Cook, because they had no other weapons, and Jared Cook had that Pro Bowl year with the Raiders that one year because they had nobody else. And then when Cook went, Waller stepped up, and then he had the fucking big year, and then Waller was on the scene and had to do the same thing because they had nobody else to throw the fucking ball to. And those, with Devontae Adams, with all of the weapons you're adding at wide receiver, Hunter Renfrow, with all those weapons, you're not supposed to be using the tight end to that capacity. So I don't think they're expecting they need that kind of output. Now, Austin Hooper is coming off of a year. We had 41 receptions, 444 yards receiving. Spit that fucking out. Damn. Let's try that again. Austin Hooper coming off a season where he caught 41 receptions, 444 yards receiving, and 2 touchdowns. a few years removed from his 2018 and 19 Pro Bowl seasons with Atlanta, where he had, 71 and 75 receptions. So, he's been in the league since 2016. This will be his 8th year. He's still got a lot to give. He's a veteran tight end. He's great in red zone. He can get you the plays I think that you need a tight end for. Darren Waller was a hybrid. Darren Waller was playing as a wide receiver from the tight end position because you didn't have the talent in the other positions that you needed. And I don't think they need that. With Devontae Adams, with Hunter Renfrow, with Jacoby Myers, with all of the fucking deep depth charts you have right now at wide receiver, you're expecting so much more help. You franchise tag your all-world running back, Josh Jacobs. He's coming back. You brought back the fullback that's blocked in front of him. You're bringing back most of the offensive line that was part of that. You're rebooting everything else. So I like the Austin Hooper signing because I think he's stability. And I think he can, and I think they can still maybe throw somebody in the mix. Now, O.J. Howard, the going and getting O.J. Howard that they stuck behind him, I was not as thrilled with. This guy did jack and shit with the Texans last year. I think he's done. I think he's a done commodity. I think this is probably his last stop in the National Football League, and I don't think a lot about this signing at all. Living where I have now for the last 15 years, deep behind the enemy lines, I've had to listen to a lot of the local sports talk radio fucking drag this guy through the mud about how he has not performed. He's not the red zone threat he was supposed to be. The fact he went to the Texans last year, who were begging for offense, like a fucking crackhead on the corner, just needing a fucking nickel. He could only get fucking 10 balls. That's it. On like 23 targets. So his catch to target ratio sucked. This one, not excited about. Not excited about. And I would be surprised if he doesn't even make the final roster. Really wouldn't be surprised. Not a goddamn bit. But I like the Austin Hooper signing. I think that bounces you back from losing Waller via trade and then losing Foster via free agency and illness, disease. Sad. That's a sad story there. Kid's only 24 years old, man. It's just fucking sad. But I think that bounces your depth chart back. I don't like this one. But you can throw him out, and I think you could probably roll with Horsted and Fotheringham behind Austin Hooper. Maybe pick up some veteran talent. This isn't the kind of veteran talent you need. This is one of the few picks that I just would just need to go away. I don't agree with this one. I think this was a wasted pickup. But like you say, you got to have 90 to start from, to start picking through bones. And maybe this is just one of the bones that's tossed to the side. That's all I can say. Let's keep moving along. Yannick Ngakoue? Corey? I wouldn't be opposed to bringing back Yannick Ngakoue. Not at all. I think he could fit right in the mix. I think you can move him around a little bit. I think you can move him and Chandler Jones around a little bit, do some things with him. I don't think that'd be a bad pickup at all. I would be on board with that. I don't think that would be a bad pickup at all. What so freaking ever. Sponsors cool kids in the newsletter. Check out our sponsor right there, Clear Live Streams. If you ain't got the hookup from Clear Live Streams, I don't know what you waiting on, man. Get that hookup. Raider Nation hooking up Raider Nation. Whoa, what happened? I'm missing something. Hold on a second. Just realized there's no website there. How long it's been gone, but I liked Yannick as well. Michelle. It's like get ready to point at the website, and I'm like, wait a second, there's no website there. But check out our sponsor. Go to RaiderReaction.com. Right on the homepage, there is a button for Clear Live Streams. Man, I watched fucking WrestleMania Saturday night, Sunday. I've been watching all the Rays games. Go Rays, raise up, baby. only undefeated team in the Major League Baseball right now. 3 home runs in the top of the 9th. Freaking won. Back-to-back homers, upper deck shot, and that 3-run shot. Finished off the Nationals right before showtime. That was fucking beautiful. Only undefeated team in baseball right now. Rays up. So I've been watching my Rays. Lightning. My Lightning have clinched. Got the Leafs in round 1. So I've been watching all my Lightning games. Fucking WrestleMania. UFC pay-per-views. It's the hookup, man. He's got 2 of my big TVs hooked up in the studio through Clear Live Streams. So there we go. See, that's what I'm talking about. Darth Vader Raiders got the hookups through Clear Live Streams. So if you ain't hooked up with Bryant yet, go to our website, hit that button. It'll take you right to his Instagram. Send him a message. Say, hey, I need the hookup. Raider Reaction, man. You're the sponsor. Hook us up. Raider Nation hooking up Raider Nation. It'll take care of you. Take care of you. And while you are there, scroll down to the bottom of any page on the website, throw your email address in there. The newsletter is coming out in the next 48 hours. That shit will be dropping because we got a lot going down Thursday night. So I got to get out information. And I've got a lot going down this month as the fucking draft is coming. All that shit. Darth Vader Raiders down there. He's still selling Clear Live Streams. They got fucking movies. They got fucking midget porn. They've got fucking gay Asian midget porn. They got a whole list of midget porn. He's all up on just he's gonna spit it all out for you down there in the chat, YouTube chat. But yeah, newsletter will be dropping because I got a lot of stuff coming up this month because it's draft month, April. It's the next big pinnacle moment of your 2023 season. Started free agency was really your first one. This is your next one. This is it. And if you want to be one of the cool kids. Like Michelle, like Brian, like Michelle, do you not have a badge? Or do you got like some cool anniversary badge? Michelle doesn't have a badge anymore. Corey, some of the cool kids, former cool kids, still a cool kid, regardless if you got a badge or not, you're still a cool kid. But yes, to be a registered cool kid, you gotta have a cool badge next to your name like Brian's got there. Because all of March's packages are out. A couple of them did go out this weekend, so I've got a few of your packages that are going to be dropping this week. I know I've gotten messages and pictures from some of the ones that people have been getting over the last few days, so I know they're still sprinkling out, and we did get a handful out with my last shipping that I sent out some of the Madden prizes, so you will be getting some this week if you're still waiting on goodies from March. But April I've got some new goodies in. And to get your prize pack to be a winner in April, first Thursday of the month, just got to come to the show, be here at 10 o'clock Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Pacific, Thursday night, first Thursday of the month. It's this first Thursday of April. It's this Thursday. All you got to do is be a subscriber to Raider Reaction. Be a subscriber to Raider Reaction. By the start of that show, I'm going to lock in the list of everybody who's subscribed. I'll probably let it go to the end of the show. That way, anybody that pops in the show and sees it, they've got a chance. Probably the end of the show. I'll say the end of the show most likely. Anybody that's a subscriber by the end of the show, I'll lock in the list and print it all off at the end of the show. If you're locked in, all you got to do is be a subscriber, be on that list, locked in at the end of the show on Thursday night. Be a subscriber to Raider Reaction Sports on Facebook. Has to be on Facebook. They'll put you into our Dark Side Inner Circle group. Make you one of the cool kids. You get the cool fucking badge. You're in the fucking cool kids group. Talk amongst yourselves. Facebook subscription. Yes. Darth Vader Raiders right. Not like you go subscribe to YouTube. That's just clicking the fucking button. This is an actual subscription. Helps us keep things going. Helps us with shipping costs, feed the midgets, all that shit. And just so you know, your subscription for 1 month, one thing that we send out costs more than what your subscription does. So trust me, you're getting back more than what you're giving in. If just trust me, it's good. It's a good deal. But to win, you got to be a subscriber by the end of the show on Thursday. And you have to send your address to the page. If you don't send your address to the page, I don't know where to send it. Even if you think I've won 20 times before, Commish has my address, I don't need to send it. No, to win the prize, you are required to send your address. Because what that's going to do is that's going to push your message to the top of the fucking list, and all I got to do is go into the messages of the Radio Reaction Facebook page and be like, there's all the guys that I can send packages to. And it'll be like, yeah, see, Michelle, I ain't bullshitting. And it's only $4.99 to sign up. So the minimum that I pay is like $5 something. It's $5 something every package that goes out. So thank you, Robert Paul. Appreciate you, brother. A little dance for you. No nipples, though. I'm not breaking the no nipple policy. You got to dance. That's all you're going to get. All right. So that's it. You got to be locked in as a subscriber by the end of Thursday night's show and send your address. That's it. You send me your address. I'll probably give you till morning to send me your address. I might even give you morning to be locked in. I'll wake up in the morning maybe and print the fucking list off and see everybody who sent the address and then get them ready. Because then, that's it. We're done. You know, everybody who's a subscriber has the opportunity to grab a prize. Because I think you gotta... What's up, Michael? From Central Missouri Raider Nation. What's up, brother? You gotta put in a little work. You at least gotta show up to the show, know what the gimmick is for the month to be able to win. Can't just send a message and say, did I win in the raffle? No, god damn it, you gotta watch. The whole point's to fucking watch. I want you to watch. We got content on here for a reason. I want you to watch. I want you to participate. So, I know I got... Michelle, I've had this conversation with my wife about stripper dust. I told her I've been getting chastised because my packages have been going out without stripper dust. But you have no idea the lengths I went to a couple times ago shipping out packages because I'd ran out. And I went to go get some. I went to fucking Super Walmart. I went to Super Walmart in the hood. It's kind of the hood. It's the Carney fucking... It's the ghetto. We call it the ghetto Walmart. But it's over in Carneyville. I mean, they've got like fucking A&E fucking shows about this town. And there's a Walmart in this town. It's Carneyville. It's the Carney headquarters of the world. I mean, it's like this where the bearded lady shops, and you know, the guy that's got 6 chins and 5 nipples, and you know, got the Elephant Man. You know, that's where he gets his nails done. It's that Walmart. So I went in there. I couldn't find shit anywhere, man. I'm trying to get some help all over the motherfucking place. I hit a couple local spots, and the only place that I know that sells this shit is like clear over on the other side of fucking the next town. It's like a fucking 20-25 minute drive over there and back. So it's literally like an hour round trip to go replenish my stripper dust. So I might just have to go right to the source for my stripper dust to at least make the trip worthwhile, if you know what I'm saying. Alright, moving along. Because if you ain't seen this shit, this was the funniest damn thing I ain't ever seen. I'm gonna pause the music for this shit. This is the fucking funniest shit. I posted on my personal fucking page if any of you guys want to go check it out. But Fort Myers, Florida, y'all know, got fucking murdered with the hurricane, obviously. Well, there's a strip joint on the beach that got fucking obviously destroyed too on Fort Myers Beach. Well, dude, they set up a fucking carny tent. And now they've got a stripper tent set up on Fort Myers Beach. That's the most Florida shit I ever fucking seen. A fucking titty tent set up on the beach. It's a straight up carny tent. Like the ones they set up for the circus. And they've set up fake stage in it and a little temp bar and tables. And I'd never seen such a thing. That's the most Florida shit I ever fucking seen. I don't know why that popped into my head somewhere along the way there. But that shit was hilarious. I never seen nothing like it. The titty tent. Insanity. Alright, moving along. I went completely in the fucking ditch there. But, you know, it is what it is. And you're supposed to stop me. What the fuck I got you fuckers here for? God damn. Push buttons. Yeah, I know. Push buttons. Fuck. Keep me on the road. Hit me in the knee or something. Short bastard. Alright, moving on. 7-month anniversary. Fuck, what do you get me at a year? I'm going to be expecting a gift. Because that means this is like something then, right? Do we got to like exchange gifts? Oh, look at Daryl. Everybody's popping up with the fucking anniversary fucking subscribers. Look at you guys fucking flexing your badges. Stinking badges. All right, moving on. I'm good. I'm getting a little out of hand here. Order in the studio. All right, let's get into it. There's nothing that draws order than a man with a bowl cut looking over your shoulder. That'll get you right in order real fucking quick. Especially with bad skin. Alright, moving on. Full rebuild. I'm starting to believe that for some reason, this unfootball mind has been sold the fact that the Raiders needed to rebuild. That Ziegler and McDaniels sold old bowl cut here on the fact that the Raiders needed a full rebuild. I totally believe that is what is happening, and that's why I'm concerned about this season. The 3-year deal to Jimmy G leads me to believe that you're going 1 year with Jimmy G and Brian Hoyer and Chase Garbers as your quarterback tree, and you're going to try to rebuild your defense. You're going to do OJT with a lot of these guys because, like Dale mentioned earlier, you got a plethora of 1-year contracts that you have signed. That means you are fucking trying and kicking tires on a lot of fucking guys again, just like you did last season. So you're coming out with the same MO this season, but with a chance to load up a lot more during the draft than you did the previous season. It looks to me like you could be going down the same fucking train this season. It's all aligning. The next season, you draft your quarterback, you bring him in behind Jimmy G. You don't need Brian anymore because now you got your future. He's your backup. He's working behind Jimmy G. And then year 3, they probably flip roles. Maybe you rework Jimmy G's contract, keep him around as a backup, depending on the success he's had over his time as a starter. Or you just straight up release his ass and fucking just deal with the hit at the fucking 3rd year point because you've already found your future. Is that the road we're going? Does that mean we're looking at 2023 as being a fucking straight up toilet job again? Is that what we're fucking staring in the face? I certainly fucking hope not. But it's starting to look like a possible distinct possibility. The plan was never to win the Super Bowl in the first year. As Joseph said. Joseph and Sherry Morales. Correct. But was it even to win the second? Because you listen to the interviews, you read between the lines of these guys. And it's like they're trying to build something that's going to sustain for so long. Like what they had in New England. Like with what Bill has that he's been able to sustain for so long. I think that they've got it figured out. That they understand what Bill did, being there so long that they can come and recreate and put pieces in over a few seasons and have this place to be their gravy train for years to come, where they're going to ingrain themselves in like Bill has done in New England. I think that's their plan, and I think that's what they think they're doing. So I'm concerned about this year. I'm really concerned. I really am. Last year was a painful season for me personally as a fan, sitting here doing what I do and interacting with Raider Nation and putting myself out there personally live on other forums like TikTok where you get fucking berated by every fucking fan base when your team loses and constantly is coming out losing in embarrassing fashion. This last season sucked. Sucked fucking donkey ass. Sucked big ass. I don't want to go through that again. I don't want another season like that. I don't know how to accept a regime and an ownership and a management group that's okay with fucking losing for the greater good of future greatness. You should never be okay with losing. Ever. Losing breeds losing. Losing is a fucking shitty mentality to have. And to just accept it and allow it to be commonplace. Nah, man, it's a fucking cancer to get in your franchise. It's a cancer to get into your locker room. A cancer to get into your players' heads. Fuck that. I hope that's not what's coming down the pipe this year. I have concern. I have concern. The players don't tank. It's an organizational decision. Tanking is done by skewing the game plan at critical times of the game and by diminishing talent on the field. Placing guys on IR who don't need to be there. Releasing guys. Trading guys. It sucks. I don't think we needed to be here. And I think it's unfortunate. This guy's not a football mind. His dad said it. Even when his dad used to talk about him being the guy who was going to take over the Raiders someday. He even said himself, he's not a football mind, but he's the guy. And I get it. You earn that. It's in your lineage. Okay, I get it. You're a Davis. Okay. But, man, you need to surround yourself with some football minds. You need a confidant. You need somebody you can trust. Marcel Reese obviously wasn't it. He's gone. Everybody that's been in his ear is gone. The president's gone. Bedane's gone. General managers have left. His in-office tactics, all questioned. I don't know anymore. I question the direction and the development of this team under this guy. 100%. I gotta hit a timeout here for a minute, man. We'll be going into OT. Overtime! I know you don't get paid more. Man, shut up. You're real fucking bitchy now, you know that? Real bitchy. Alright, moving along. Fan of the week. Fan of the week. It's the easiest contest that there is. And I went through, I rolled through, message after message after message. I didn't have nothing. So I ain't got no fan of the week. If you want to be fan of the week next week, I got new goodies. New goodies for the month of April. And I got new goodies coming in for the draft as well. So I expect a fan of the week next week. Because usually when I call you guys out for not sending in a fan of the week, everybody's like, what? I don't use it. No! And then I get like 20 of them. And so then we're good for like a fucking month or two. It happens. Everybody's like, oh, I've done sent mine in like 6 times. And I was like, yeah. Dude, if I got to scroll like 20 or 30 messages down to find fan of the week, you're just fucked. I got to move on. I even checked all 3, Twitter and Instagram. No. Nothing in the emails. There you go. Congratulations, nobody, for doing nothing. Way to go. All right. So I'll expect to have some next week, and that'll load us up for the rest of the month. That's all right. It gives me a week to recoup anyway, because, man, I have been shipping like crazy for the last week trying to get everything out for March. It's been a crazy month for me with spring break in the middle of it and shit, and it's been a crazy month. Let's see where we at. I might need just a little more time than that. Don't say about right there. That looks good. We can do it with that. All right, let's wrap this sucker up, shall we? Ladies and gentlemen of the Raider Nation, I thank you for joining me, as always, for another trip down the Raider Nation Report lane. Solid 60 minutes. We touched on a lot tonight. And I'd like to wrap it up with one final little segment. You may have heard of it before. It's a little thing that we like to call The WTF. So, National Football League. They clear 20 billion a year profit. I mean, billion with a B in profit. Big money. Come out and said over the course of the last week or so that they are wanting, over the course of the next few years, to put a division, an international division together in Europe, that region of the world. This is just the most absurd thing to me. I get that you're trying to suck extra money out of these other regions of the world by having these little one-off games. And usually they'll stick these one-off games after you've played like on a Thursday night so that you have an extra long travel week. Or they'll back you up to a game where you'll have an extra long travel week. They try to accommodate it and fit it in the schedule so it doesn't kill you. But even those games, the guys are dealing with jet lag. You're playing in another fucking country. You're just all thrown off your schedule, and it's hard on the players. Now, can you imagine a whole division over across the fucking pond? You're trying to. Yeah, that's great. You play, 2 games against all of your division rivals. That's wonderful. But you're playing you've got guys playing out of division every week, at a conference. They're traveling all the way to the West Coast from Europe all the time. And that's just an insane amount of travel in a week. And then let me throw this aspect at you. Say you're playing for the Los Angeles Rams, and you get a call. I'm sorry, Jimmy, we've traded you to Frankfurt. You're moving to Germany. Fuck you. The fuck I am. You're going to ask a guy who's maybe got a wife, maybe a kid in fucking kindergarten and first grade, to scoop up his fucking family and now go move to fucking Germany. You can make people do that when they're in the military and shit, when you're paying them fucking peanuts. The only thing you're providing is fucking food and board and basic ass education. Because most of those folks don't have a lot. It's a little different spectrum. You can't force millionaires that are making 6 fucking plus figures to. It's a neat idea. It's a novel idea. But what the fuck, man? It doesn't make any sense when you start thinking of the real logistics of it. Makes no sense. It's a cute idea. In the Madden world, it'd be cute. Sure. You can scoot over there, beam me up, Scotty, and you're over there. But that's not how it happens in reality. That's too much back and forth. You've got players that ain't gonna want to fucking live across the fucking pond. What are you gonna put 4 or 5 teams over there to create a division? That's insanity. That's insanity. You're gonna have nothing but logistical problems, staffing problems, roster problems. That's nuts, man. Stupid ass idea. What the fuck? You're making 20 plus billion a year. You're doing alright. I'll see you tomorrow night, Thursday night for Thursday Night Football. Doubleheader, as well as we're going to do all of the goodie given away on Thursday. So tune in Thursday night. And guess what? Yes, Robert Paul Ramos. Fight nights will be back. And it just might be Saturday night. Until then, I'm out. Peace, love, Raider Nation.